What's going on, gamers? This is crazy. So we got a hacking here at Nintendo. Huh. Yeah, and I think there's some answers that people probably want here. We got three posts out of here, but we're gonna narrow it down to these two. Nintendo has been breached. Hacker group Crimson Collective claims. The group previously breached software company Red Hat. Guys, get ready. Some funny stuff's about to come up with this. But one thing that I want to get to so we can find out, and this is what we should all care about, definitely if you have a Switch, right, is your account information vulnerable? Do you need to change your password, right? Because I think that should be something that people should be worrying about. Is your credit card information being exposed? Though, of course, if you have two-factor, still, though, it's not cool. Is your bank information, all this sorts of stuff? I think this is stuff that people should be worried about, and it's important. I think Nintendo needs to come out and say, no, we didn't, or whether we didn't, you have to say something, right? Because there's a lot of questions that need to be answered. So the funny thing about this group is, okay, remember they're called Crimson Collective, right? They breached Red Hat and now they're coming for Nintendo. And down here, they hacked Claro, Red Hat, and Nintendo. Are they really only attempting to breach companies or red logos? That's some humor in this, you know what I mean? If nothing else, you can at least applaud their thematic consistency, like a Batman billing. So watch out, guys. They might be coming from AMD next, the Chinese Communist Party, and State Farm. Funny stuff over here. But no, jokes aside, though. Um, Now, this is going to be a double-edged sword. There's people that are happy Nintendo got hacked, and then there's people that don't like it because, yeah, your information, man. You know what I mean? So I can understand both sides. There's some people that are like, yeah, they deserve it. Or I've seen some posts on some of these other things. There's definitely like you know what I mean, a major boner or hate for Nintendo for with certain people. You know what I mean? That's your own world. I understand that. I don't hate the company like that, but yeah, they can be ridiculous sometimes. I know that. But nowhere near as ridiculous as Microsoft right now and the others who are worth and have way more money. Like, you know what I mean? It's like you're not a gaming company and you're still being like that. But Nintendo can still be ridiculous though. Definitely when it comes to like the way that they handle, as you can say, punishing people. They could be a little bit lighter on that. And they can drop the prices more. That would be nice, right? I don't. My thing with them is their evergreen prices, where it's like instead of 70 or 60, could this be like 40 now? You know what I mean? It's a Switch 1 game. Could this be 30 now? But they don't do that. And I think that's where a lot of people can get annoyed with them. And then you got all this other stuff too, which I think is a little bit less relevant than that, because I swear if they were just more affordable, just with that, everything else is fine. Like I tell people with the $20, still a year for 8 years later. But past that though, is your data safe? Let's do some reading here, guys. And I think a lot of people really want this answer. So we're going to go down here a little bit. He says, this is why they are Crimson Collective. Wow, edit. Can somebody please ask them to check up on Xenoblade upgrades? Yeah, that would be nice. Going over here, let's read this article. Hacking group Crimson Collective claims to have breached Nintendo's topic files, attaching a screenshot of several folders as proof. Among them are production assets, dev previews, and backups. But I don't see our information, but I still would like that to be clarified. You know what I mean? That would be nice. There's little information right now on how extensive the hack is, or what Crimson Collective intends to do with the data that it has allegedly obtained. But we can look to its recent attack on Red Hat for a rough idea. Only earlier this month, it breached the software company's private GitHub repositories, alleging to have stolen 570 gigabytes of data, including authentication credentials for clients. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now you're getting into the customers and stuff like that. That's not good. Interestingly, before this breach, Crimson Collective announced that it would deface Nintendo's website. Crimson Collective claims that it reached out to Red Hat through official channels to make extortion demands. Likewise, proving the breach with screenshots of internal folders, but was ultimately ignored. On October 2nd, the company acknowledged the breach, stating that it had contacted the appropriate authorities. It's possible that behind the scenes, Crimson Collective is attempting to make similar demands with Nintendo. They're going to probably try to give them an ultimatum. Crimson Collective should be tied to Lapsus, right? And it says right here, Hackmanac, Cyber Alert, Japan, Nintendo, Crimson Collective, hacking group known for the breach on Red Hat, now claims to have breached Nintendo. Discover more at hackrisk.io. You can click on this and go to the Twitter, and it will take you over here. So as we see here, all the files are down here. In a post, oh no, not the company that uses lawfare as a weapon to silence everything from charity events to gaming tournaments to fan made mods to new concept on games, all the way to people they just straight up dislike. This is the one time I'm like, maybe it's karma. And then we have, oh yeah, we're not going to do that. Who the F cares about bad things happening to them? See, this is the hate banner on Twitter that you would see, which I think is funny. Couldn't have happened to a better scumbag company. See, there's a lot of people that have a problem with Nintendo, which is actually funny. Hey man, that's just how it is. In September, Crimson Collective also alleged that it had breached Claro Colombia, a telecommunications operator stealing 50 million client invoices and financial files. Cybersecurity company Anomaly suggests that the company or the group are attempting to establish credibility within the cyber criminal circles through high-profile attacks. Ooh. Now, here's the thing. Does that mean they're going to leak out some stuff too? And they probably don't want to do that. I think that may happen. It's a possibility, guys. Which would explain its targeting of Nintendo, by far the most high profile of its targets in the span of just a few weeks. Last year, Game Freak was also hacked, if you guys remember that they were, with Pokemon source code, design documents, concept art, and more found among the leaks. Interesting stuff here. What's curious about these cases, as noted by cybercrime investigative journalist Brian Krebs, is that the Telegram posts from Crimson Collective were signed Miku, a nickname used by the UK-based 19-year-old Lapsus and alleged scattered spider hacker Thala Jubar, or Bear, actually. I think that's Jubear. Like Lair. Okay, who is supposed to be reminded in custody pending trial? Watch out, guys. They're gonna find you, man. Claro, the group versus victim, was also targeted by Lapsus in 2021, and during the Red Hat hack, they highlighted another Lapsus victim, Vodafone. Lapsus were no stranger to targeting video game companies either, going after Ubisoft, deserved, and Microsoft, deserved, in 2022, while the hacker who leaked in-game GTA 6 footage was thought to be affiliated with this group. Nintendo has not yet to issue a statement, which they need to come out and say something, because people want to know if their information is vulnerable. And until it does, we cannot know the extent of the breach or the legitimacy of Crimson Collective's claim. So we don't know 100% if this is true, but I don't know if somebody wants to make this much stuff up for attention, guys. Personally, I think there's some ground to this, and I think they're deciding right now how they want to approach it. But of course, they need to come out and comment, and if they never do and nothing ever happens, then what the hell's going on here? You know what I mean? It makes me want to wonder a bit, but I don't know if you have a history of being able to do that, why you would not do that to them, considering that these guys do have a history, you know what I mean? So it's not like they've never done anything before and they're just their first attempt and they could just be trying to get attention. No, there's history here, there's evidence here. Game Freak got hit. As we see, other companies got hit. And of course, there's some, like we said, there's some crimson, there's some red and white targeting to a company logo for some reason. But the thing is we just don't have much information on the hack. How did it happen? What the hell's really going on? We need more data. And we need more answers, definitely, for people's data and information that is tied into their Nintendo account. I'm pretty sure they want to know what the hell's going on. So that's my thing, what I pretty much have to say about this. I mean, just going over to Reddit, clickbait YouTubers, article writers are getting the 3 sad Mario images ready as we speak. Nintendo is finished, Switch shares plummet. Okay, all that stuff, I don't know. But I don't know, guys. This looks like this is it. We pretty much need some answers. Other than that, I don't know what else to say here. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Peace out. Have a great day. And hopefully our information is safe, right? Because this is not good news for that. I can understand how people may be happy that Nintendo's getting their karma, but you shouldn't be happy about other people's information getting stolen. This is what I want an answer for. Later, y'all.